spells separately or break up the Cataclysm combo, if Fnatic's not in the offensive, defensively it's really wonky. You're not guaranteed to get the positioning right. It can be very difficult. So I'd say there's even more pressure here on Raven more than anything else. Like Moon's farm is super important as well, but it's really Raven with a chrono that has to really start to set up for his team. And that from the initial chrono onwards, you don't want to see that spell just sitting around. Raven has to be a bit more active in this game.
He does. It is going to be a hard game for those chronos, I gotta say. Like,
Oh yeah.
you've got Blood Ride to worry about, you've got Mortimer's Kisses to worry about. Even the Avalanche from the Tiny is quite annoying when you're in the chrono. Let's see how they pull it off. If they can stop the snowball of Boom early on, you know, that mid game mark, if you can stop them from getting a lot of kills and a lot of objectives around the 20-25 minute mark, I think Fnatic will have a great shot later on in the game. But if they can't stop that snowball, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. It's about that timing. So I'm gonna have to watch for the tower fights as well. That's gonna be important for Fnatic to maintain that hold. You're gonna have to pour more resources into defense. We saw it in game one. We're more willing to give it away, bleed that space off because they couldn't defend. You can't have that here. You have to be ready to go against that push that Boom will look to do early.
30 seconds and counting.
Bit of a dance party down at that bot lane. Raven and Hyde having a bit of fun. Good to see. Hyde, oh, he gets blocked. Nice block there from Raven, our goalie, of course. Hyde wants a high five. Raven wants to do it physically. We're in a pandemic, Raven. None of that, please. Leave Hyde alone. No high fives out.
With the fate of the universe and the pride of 10
Yeah, I'm
people
just looking across the runes. There was a lot of football being played, Mike, I have to tell you. Even up top. 4F playing tag with Dreamercell. No one finding gold, sadly. Still, even trading the bounties gives us time to talk about these lanes. FBZ and Hyde. It's the Blood Secret Tiny lane. It's a really fun one to watch out for. Of course, you would love to see level 6 for FBZ for the Rupture Toss. I don't know if you're really going to see it too much. We haven't seen teams combine with that all too much, but you've got that potency. Early levels, Sephiroth has got his work cut out for him. He can play with his range advantage. 2 melees up against a Witch Doctor is fine, but your spells in the Witch Doctor are really high cooldown now. You have to watch your spacing. You cannot get caught out by that toss. And just really be on point with a cast and just try to make it harder for FBZ to hold it out.
Nice little range creep secure there from FBZ. Good game sense. Try and get that while Zephyr is really giving a lot of harassment over to him on this Bloodseeker. Hyde was actually going for just a pull of the lane. He knows that this lane is going to be annoying with the Witch Doctor and Void. They can't really do too much before they've got a few levels up, so they're going to try and get the creep equilibrium going their way. But Zephyr is going to make it as hard as humanly possible. They do eventually get it, however. Of course, in that mid lane, you've got Makoto and Moon there on the Voka TA. Definitely a favorable matchup here for Makoto on the TA. So most matchups are for the Templar Assassin. But Moon should still have a decent enough time. I can't imagine him struggling too much.
Nah, it's not the hardest for something like the Invoker. You can dance around this. You can see Moon just juggling around the Quas and the Wex. So he's got some regen to play with. He's got some attack speed to help him secure last hits. It's going to be important for the supports to commit to this lane around the 4-minute mark. Both of these heroes want that initial rune, and it opens up those kill opportunities you look for. You know, the supports up top, Kezcute and Dreamercell already making jumps to DJ. It's not an easy time here, and Forev is finding some last hits, but it's not exactly slowing Dreamercell down all too much.
I'm pretty sure they're just going to have to wait out that level 3 timing on DJ. In fact, Kezcute going to go in for a cookie, and Dreamercell just going to blink straight in onto that Phoenix, and DJ doesn't have Icarus dive. The Dreamercell, he fell a bit too low in HP. He doesn't want to risk giving any more harass. He will back off, back to CS for him, and he'll maintain his top CS on the board. It's closely followed by Forev for now. But again, I do believe as the levels go up on DJ and Forev, you are going to have a much harder time as this Riki.
Yeah, it's not an easy time. That's Ricky's weakness. His laning is sort of on and off. Like you can secure last hits with a blink strike, maybe with the tricks of the trade as well. But the offense is not that great. But they really are trying to zone him out.
They are. Dreamercell going back in. Nice cookie out from Kezcute. They have the tricks of the trade. Forev, he'll Fairy Fire. But Kezcute will be able to take the first blood on the snap. It's going to be a nice pickup at that top lane. It's going to make their lives a little bit easier for Boom Esports.
And you love to see it. You're slowing down that Beastmaster's farm. Dreamercell happy with 1 kill. They have gone through their region here, though, on the side of Boom. So that's something you can kind of play with as Fnatic. Keep forcing them to expend more region to maintain the lane. Might get a bit costly down the line. You've got level 3 and 4 Ev. He does have the level 2 boars. It starts to get harder for Ricky to just man up here.
Does. Back down to that bot lane, FBZ, copying a fair bit of harassment from Zephyr. Does have that level 2 Maledict now, so the damage it supplies is much, much higher. Does get rid of half of FBZ's HP. FBZ, he has been having a tough time. In fact, look at this. Zephyr trying to go for the large creep, does get it as well. He's not going to be happy about that on the Bloodseeker. And this is giving Raven so much space and time on the Void to just freely farm up with no real risk for himself.
Yeah, it's a decent pop back up for Raven. 22-7, so not experiencing that pressure we talked about from the Bloodseeker. Zephyr at level 3 now. Level 2 Maledict makes it harder to trade. Have to be cautious about how many hits you cop. Again, it's a dual melee lane. That's something the Witch Doctor does really tend to abuse. And Zephyr's holding his own. So FBZ, got to find another way to apply that pressure onto Raven. Hyde as well needs the EXP. You want this Tiny to hit level 3 to get the nuke damage up, to get easier rotations down mid, and yeah, the EXP is not flowing as freely as you'd want it to.
No, it's not. Moon now really starting to take some damage from Makoto, but does get the Cold Snap EMP off, and Makoto is going to be low on mana, but will eventually just mango up. He'll be back at it for another refraction. Moon hasn't really suffered too much. He's been doing a good job of staying on top of his health, but bot lane, Zephyr does end up dying. Hyde able to take that kill. Raven wanting to try and get a trade onto Hyde. He can time walk forward, hoping for a bash, but is not going to get one. Hyde is going to thank his lucky stars and make a run for it.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort. You do manage to finally catch the Witch Doctor in a bad spot, so you're feeling good about it as the Tiny. Still not quite at level 3. Would love to have picked that up by then, but you're on a decent start. You're 0-2. You have to watch mid though. Moon, he's been given a lot of space. You do see, of course, Mikado in the jungle, as the TAs tend to do, but the Urn is up and running. So if he finds a pickoff, he's going to have his combinations ready to go. It is the Quas Wex Invoker, of course, so you do want that early aggression to be flying in from that hero.
You do. DJ going to take a haste rune for himself on the Phoenix. He'll go back up towards that top lane. Won't really be able to set up for a kill, but at least does get Dreamercell to force out a Blink Strike. So you do want to wait till that roar is up on Forever before you do try to go after the Riki properly. You don't really want to mess with Kezcute either, as that Scatter Blast close-up does hurt a lot. Bot lane Raven, he was taking some damage, but does end up TPing back towards the fountain. Looks like he does manage to survive that. This laning stage might be over for Raven. FBZ's about to hit that level 6. Hyde's got the level 1 toss. It's more than enough to get the rupture damage off. I don't really see Raven returning to this lane. I think he is just going to jungle.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much got his Mask of Madness, so that's going to be the time to farm in the jungle. Play it safe. Initial farm for Faces Void not quite up there, though. It's not too far behind, but you would like better. So just going to play it safe. Boom not quite in the position to punish that. They don't have deep wards. They don't have deep vision. They've been a little bit slower in terms of aggression. So it looks like that pay will pay off for Fnatic. Just protect Raven a bit more. Get the levels up. Maybe a rotation out at 7. but definitely not at 6. He needs brown boots at least to be up and running to gap close on that Faceless Void.
They're going after Zephyr. Bloodright going to be right on target. Zephyr already just pops the heal, understanding he's going to be in a spot of danger, and now the Rupture. He has nowhere to go, and he will have to just accept his death, or maybe not. The Maledict is there. Zephyr is actually still alive, and now the rotations are in, so Hyde is going to go down, and Zephyr will survive.
That's a bit greedy for Boom. They didn't manage to really toss Zephyr anywhere, so it's not quite the play you're looking for. Still a successful defense out for Fnatic. Moon very happy with that TP out. He gets a charge in his turn, finishes up his phase boot, so he's ready to go. He's ready to go hunting with his cold snap. With a proc set, it flies out, and Boom have to be a bit weary. Moon does love being a bit more active early on, and if you let the guy just run over you, the Invoker can start to become big through these kills.
Can. And doing a good job so far. Let's go down towards that bot lane where they will commit the Chrono straight onto that Bloodseeker, but the TPs are coming in now. FBZ is definitely going to die, but Kezcute setting up with a great double cookie, and Dreamissile is also around looking to pick somebody off, but Fnatic looks like they might be out of there. Dreamissile still trying to chase down Zephyr, but he's fine.
Oh wow, they really are finding a little bit more. Fnatic is just managing to get the pickoffs first. We talked about Raven having to use his first Chronos. He does commit it. That's what you want to see from the Void this game. Getting those early kills, setting up for your team. Now it's time for Fnatic to get some space out for DJ. He does have mid for himself, does have 5 early, and
Lane, they're going to try on to hide. EMP did connect, but Makoto looking to turn back around. So he can't deal too much damage out on the TA right now. He's lacking a bit. Makoto just going to stick around in that mid lane, make sure they can't pressure that tier 1 tower. He already has cleared out the jungle stacks that were made for him anyway. There's no point really sticking around. He will have the Desolator very, very soon on our TA. Once you have that up, you can start getting a little bit more aggressive on the Templar Assassin. Till then, though, he is going to be quite passive.
yeah, he's got a good level advantage right now, though. Look at Moon. Moon's level 8 in the Invoker because of all the time he's been forced to go around. Mikado's at 10. So that's something they have to be cautious about in Fnatic. They are giving some free space out for Boom's course to play farm up, and looks like this time around, Mikado is the big farming carry they want. They're letting Dreamocell be the more active one. He's the one making space. He's not finding that fast build-up, but as a Ricky, we talk about this, he just wanted the fusel time to be on point.
I think he's still farming just fine, though. Only second to Makoto. You're always going to be behind a TA. They'll get past that tier 1 bot tower. That'll be tier 1 gone. Top tower does go down, however, so Fnatic doing a great job of just trading. They were looking for a fight up at that top tower, as Forev does have the Roar, and did definitely want to make a play. He won't have the opportunity yet, but perhaps now, with all his boars and the Necro units up, he could look towards FBZ. FBZ, he'll see the units and does start backing. Knows that there is definitely kill potential there on Forev. It looks like Forev is just going to stick to just applying pressure at the top tower, while down in the mid lane, they are going to try and get started on this tier 1. Tornado, EMP, perfect from Moon. Dreamissile going to juke that out with the tricks of the trade, and now the Mortimer's Kisses are flying in, but Moon, no, the Ghost Form. Not going to be enough. Kezcute on target with the Kisses, and now they could be in a spot of trouble. Fnatic still trying to make the push happen, but this is dangerous. Cookie, Kezcute, no, it's not going to land. The creeps, they turned around on that boar. And boom, they'll get one, they'll protect their tower, and they'll get back to farming.
Yeah, it's a big kill for them to find in punishment. We talked about Moon's timing being key. That slows him down just a tad. You can be happy with that. Overall, this Boom, just go back in that jungle, build up in Mikado. Desolator's up, so the Blink's going to be next for RTA. Once that is up, you can close the gap a lot better. You can start to find some openings. You're also very close to Dreamocell's Diffusal. He's about 2 parts plus the recipe off. And once that Ricky has it, you know, you're ready to go. Like they are matching farm really good here, Fnatic. It's a lot more even of a distribution, especially compared to game 1. So all of these cores will hit a good power spike together. You just worry about Mikado. He's getting a bit too big in the TA, and he's just 1,200 off the blink. It is slightly worrisome. I mean, a level 12 TA at 13 minutes in, that's a pretty fast EXP gain coming out.
It is. Side of Fnatic, smoked up. They still have that chrono. If they want to try and pick someone off, and with the Witch Doctor Void, you can almost guarantee a kill with the Death Ward and chrono. Looks like they have spotted out Dreamissel on that Ricky, and that'd be a great kill to get. Raven should be able to kidnap Chrono, and does, and now Zephyr is going to go in with the Melody Death Ward. Dreamissel does have the Melodic, so should be dead. He's going to try and juke out some of the damage with the tricks of the trade, but one more tick should do it, and he does go down. Nice attempt though from Dreamissel.
Yeah, it's a close one, but you know, they do find it in the end. They're going to lose one more.
Kescute dying to Forev. Fnatic, they're starting to find their footing in this game number 2. Of course, still unable to get Makoto, who's going to be a problem in just about 30 seconds when he does have that Blink Dagger up. But for now, they are making kills happen across the board, so everything is going smoothly.
For the ages.
Yeah, it's what you want to see, and I like this from Raven. He sees his chrono is ready to go. He just commits it, finds a kill, goes back, and back to farming. So good cycling coming out from Fnatic. We haven't even seen the chrono egg combo, so that can still come into play, and that's a really scary prospect for Boom. Just so much more that can come up, so much more room to grow for Fnatic while they're finding these kills. The progress here for Boom has kind of tapered off outside of Mikado's farm. FBZ's progression on that Bloodseeker, it's not fast. Like, he's gonna go for the pipe rush. I believe he's flying out the Hood of Defiance, but it's really slow timings. It's all really just going to one hero.
Kodo gonna have that blink up in any second. Rev is working towards his own Blink Dagger now. He does have the Necro 3s. Coming out. Hyde. Also working towards his Blink, of course. Couple hundred gold. And you've also got that Diffusal on Dreamissel. Will be very, very soon.
Yeah,
there is a storm coming here for Fnatic, and that's going to be a bit scary for them.
Mm.
Just about weathering the storm that is about to arrive.
Yeah, and they've got that blink on Mikado. They're right on the mark. They do immediately smoke up. They want to reveal these items on their TA.
You can't blame him, but there is a very nice scan out onto Kescute. They do know that there is one smoked hero around that area, and that should be enough for them to back. But they're sticking around because they want to try onto Dreamissel. But they commit the dust, and that'll be it. They realize there's more than one hero there. They're going to make a run for it. Kescute coming in. Can he find a cookie in time? No. Moon does successfully TP out. And it looks like they probably won't realize Zephyr is also there. And now the mid lane's going to be forced in. And this is just great rotations out from Fnatic.
That's a really good shakeup compared to game 1. Just finding the trades they want, wasting time. Boom. Lagging behind a bit. They're not finding any opportunities, no openings Fnatic's offering. So they do maintain a slight network lead anyhow, but Fnatic, again, is playing to their strengths. Raven is pretty much left alone.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
It's too deep.
It's a strange decision to make after the tier 1 was gone already. Not expecting Boom to punish. That's a big opening though. Boom, they've got an Invis and Hide on top of it. They might be able to go for a tier 1 trade mid now.
Well, they've got the Diffusal Blade coming out now, and Dreamissel as well. So it's definitely a very, very nice spike, and Dreamissel scouting out is going to go straight after that Phoenix. They've also got Forever under control. He gets the Roar out, and now Raven gets a nice chrono with the Egg and with the Death Ward. They do at least get Hyde. That is going to be it.
It's not the biggest kill with the committal of those ults. I think we were expecting a bit more from the Chrono Egg, but it was perfectly executed. That's what we want to see. Just needs to line up into bigger targets. They can still tick away at this tower. There are no ults, nothing to stop them.
Nope. Moon just far forward again.
Yeah.
Kodo,
No.
gonna get the tier 1 tower, but you're an invoker. You can't go that close.
I'm not sure why. Maybe because Forev wasn't around, he felt pressure to be the one to throw his body. It's not like you had any form of play there. Again, no chrono, no roar, no death ward, no egg. Might have been one easier to give away. Still a boom. They're not going to ask those questions. They do build up their lead 2k. That diffusal on Dream Assault paying off massively. And they can start to go around the map. They can start to go hunting with just that one item on Dream Assault.
They definitely can. Fnatic, what's going to be the game plan here? They know that the diffusal is up. They scout the Roshan, just making sure nobody's there, and they might even try for it themselves with this Beastmaster. It is definitely possible to take with the Void Beastmaster being up. But as well as that, you want to deny it away from Makoto on the TA, who can take it just as easily, if not more easily.
I'm not sure what happened, but FBZ just randomly dusted in the middle of everyone in the mid lane. Maybe he thought it was a smoke. Not entirely sure. Still, they clump up, and they're going for the bot, tier 2.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to dust during a smoke either. It's, boom. They're going to get the tier 2 bot tower. They're trying for the Roshan play, which I don't mind seeing from Fnatic. It's just a matter of if they can take it fast enough. Because they are aware the Mortimer's Kisses are going to fly in. They are going to hit a nice tornado out from Moon with the Meteor Hammer flying in. And, well, Zephyr and Perev both going down. Dreamersoul with a great smoke screen. They do eventually at least kill off Kezcute. But now Fnatic can't take the Roshan. They'll buy back on Zephyr. They want the fight. Chrono's back up for Raven. Hyde, gonna go on the Phoenix, that'll force out the egg, and now Raven gonna go on to Hyde, but he's tossed back into the smoke screen of Dreamersoul. Moon's gonna go down on the Voka, and Raven is still being controlled up. He's going after Hyde, but now Makoto's in. They'll get the Chrono, but it's not gonna be good enough. He had the refraction out. They'll try with the Melody, and they do finally get him. Now with the cast just bouncing around, holding them back from Zephyr, but there is still the silence out on Raven. He's trying to find a way out of this, and it looks like he will. Nice play out from Raven, and Zephyr is going to try and run. He'll be left behind. And he does, of course, eventually go down here to Dreamersoul. And if you're Boom Esports, well, you'd love to go after the Roshan play, but without your TA, you're going to have to wait.
Yeah, you're still pretty happy about how that fight broke out, though. Chrono forced out, Egg forced out. Again, no big tools for Fnatic anymore. Makes any Roche fight really awkward anyway.
So, maybe a bit too aggressive. Does get roared with the Sun Strike and Sun Ray. Perev, nice roar just on the outskirts of that smoke screen. Dreamersoul needs to be a little more cautious than that. It's a bit cheeky of a play to make and does get punished.
Yeah, just greedy. Greedy plays being punished from both sides. Still, Roche now opens up once more for Fnatic. They do scan it out here from Boom, so they're aware it's happening again. And here we go.
Deja vu. Meteor Hammer with the clumsy net on to Kezcute. Not going to land. They'll continue for the Roshan, knowing Dreamersoul still needs 10 seconds. However, Hyde going to jump in now with the Avalanche Toss and the Blood Right. And that is going to buy enough time for this Riki to be back up. Fnatic, once again, will not be able to finish the Roshan, nor can they fight without Chrono.
It's an awkward moment for them, and Boom, of course, with a TA, you can maintain trap vision. They'll always know when that Roche is going to be taken down, or when it's going to be contested. Now it's a waiting game for Fnatic. They are going to have Chrono up in 40 seconds. There's a 40-second window for Boom to maybe make a move, but looks like they might just wait it out. Could make the next fight a lot better for Fnatic having those spells back up.
They'll have it soon. They're still posturing around that Roshan pit. They understand Boom is going to try and go for it at some point. They would definitely have the advantage in doing so with the TA. Seems like Makoto is making the smarter play, however. He's just trying to finish off that BKB first, and now he has it. So just on the way in the courier. And that's going to make this next team fight that much harder for Fnatic. As you are going to have to commit Raw or Chrono on the Makoto to try and keep him down.
How is Mikoto level 18, Mike? For comparison, Moon is 13. He is massively ahead in EXP. It's kind of insane.
Well, he's been farming the whole game, John. Makoto's only been involved in 5 kills this game. He's just had so much time to farm. They have not slowed him up, and yeah, level 18 is quite high.
Oh man, it's a lot to fight into, so a lot of damage flying in, and the smoke up, they've got that spike with the BKB.
I said only 5 kills, by the way. That's half of Boom's kills, so it's not only anymore. But Raven right into the smoke screen. Can't get out. Great play out from Hyde, and that's going to be your Roshan.
Yeah, it's, no chrono, difficult prospect. You maybe play with a dive.
Media Hammer. Gonna be there, but you'd rather save the dive to try and steal the Aegis, I think. He's not going to have it for another 25 seconds.
No.
They can get vision with the Hawks and Boars of Forever. Raw going to be out. They caught the Snapfire. Now Avalanche in from Hyde, and the egg is going to be committed. They can't get the egg in time. It's a great tornado out from Moon, and the stun is going to be out from the egg. Makoto, he comes back out now with an Aegis, however, going after Forever, and they'll get one. Hyde dropping Sunstrike on target, but it's not enough. But the Fire Spirits are going to land. Hyde does survive. 30 HP. He'll be alright.
That's a close one. Fnatic still happy with how that went, I think, overall. Losing the Aegis is not good, but they punished Remocell. He was in a weird, awkward spot. They do hold on to the Chrono, and that is a chance for Raven. They do smoke up, maybe force out a kill.
I mean, they can at least take the Aegis off Makoto. They've got to be careful of any counter initiation. Oh no, Raven,
what?
no. Oh, no.
Oh, man. Oh, God. You know, I don't even think Mikado was aware there was a void.
He was.
Like, he knew there was a support rotating. He just blinked out and...
It wasn't even the support, John. He was done farming the camp. So he blinked for efficiency.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's tough. It's an opening. It's a very big chance here for Boom to just run up. No chrono.
Yeah, Bloodbright is going to be there with the Avalanche toss, but DJ does duke it out with the Yules for now. Gets the Icarus dive off, but the trap did connect. FBZ still going to be on the chase. Rupture is there, DJ. Gonna have to stand his ground here, but he has no chance, FBZ. Does get the kill, but now Moon looking to try and trade with Zephyr, but look at Makoto. Zephyr is losing half his HP in one hit. Raven is going to jump in after the Snapfire. They'll commit the Raw, and they'll get the kill and even Hyde. Perhaps overextending a little bit there at that tier 1 tower does pay for it. He's going to end up being a 2-for-2 on both supports.
Yeah, it's a decent time. So 2 for 2, I think that will favor Fnatic slightly more because of how worthwhile the supports on Boom are and how far ahead Boom is. So it's a slightly better win for Fnatics. But Boom, they need to kind of play as 5. While they were doing that, Dreamosol was just farming, which is fine. But if you're playing aggressive, you want that Ricky to be there with the damage. You look at Dreamosol, is farming up a BKB off his own. So once you've got that, you worry less about the damage, worry less, especially about the Invoker. I think that's the big one. Chrono's still going to be the big one, the big spell, but it's been very challenging for Raven to just get the big ones. Boom has been disciplined enough to split up in these engagements, so there's still a lot of pressure in that void.
Still going to the late game here, Fnatic. I mean, this game is still pretty close. 6k net worth lead. I still do get a little bit concerned though, because these Rickies don't drop off that much into the late game. You could argue they get stronger, as you can go into the Battle Fury, into the Daedalus, and it works with the tricks of the trade, which makes things even more ridiculous. But now, they'll focus in on that tier 1 top, a nice easy tower, bit of free gold influx for Boom. Fnatic setting up for a fight. They have all ultimates up, so it might be that time to make it happen. But Avalanche toss onto DJ. Makoto is in with the Mortimer's Kisses to fly in. Egg will be committed and Raven gonna go in for a big chrono and the Chaos Meteor to drop. That'll be Hyde going down and perhaps even Makoto will lose that Aegis. A good start, but for Rev, he's been left behind. Does go down. They're going to focus in, however, back on the TA. They just want Makoto dead. He'll BKB and refract and make a run for it. But the Sunstrike going to be on target from Moon. It does connect, and this time around Fnatic, they are winning this team fight. So they try and chase down Dreamer's Soul now with the Sunray out. Raven still chasing. Tornado not going to be on target. But the Time Walk will be available, and, well, that's going to be a nice smoke screen. FBZ could try and turn around with Dreamer's Soul, but they are a bit too low, and they do not want to risk any more collateral. They'll get away. But a nice fight from Fnatic.
I mean, they have their spells. They're really strong when they've got those up. Boom, have to be cautious. Because you commit the kisses early from Kezcute. He wasn't around to get the little shredder off as well. So the fight was way too split up for Boom. Not quite in the right position. Very good coming out from Fnatic. Just really tearing that one open. Boom still maintain a 7k lead. They are down the Aegis. It's time to pull back a bit. Wait for Dreamercell's BKB to allow the Riki to be up in front. To just ignore the control beyond the chrono. And do the damage they needed to do.
Right. Fuels up. Brev gonna come in. Nice roar out from our Beastmaster, and that'll be Hyde going down again on the Tiny. Fnatic, they're starting to get into that groove. They're feeling it. They might be able to just close this net worth gap if things keep up like this. So it's gonna take a bit of time, but we are getting there. Or maybe not, because Moon has been caught out, but he'll go for the TP play. Dreamer's Soul will not have a way to cancel it off. So Fnatic not letting anyone die yet.
Yeah, really cautious play. We'd have to say Mikado's damage is feeling a bit lacking, although Zephyr.
Goes for the Death Ward, but Kezcute is still a bit tanky. Still, he'll just TP, but the cookie is going to be there from Kezcute, and that will be a nice free kill for them. Well, of course, Fnatic probably don't want to go for a fight, especially without that chrono up. Raven needs at least 10 seconds, but you probably also want to wait for that Witch Doctor. They'll probably be patient about this one. Just give it a bit more time.
Yep, no rush. Boom, for their part, are using this time nicely. Still finding farm coming out here. They're taking couriers as well. So they're kind of building up. The BKB for Dream Assault's just about done. A little bit more to go. You can see Mikado is going for the Daedalus next. Feels like he lacks damage, which is strange when you've got the Orb of Destruction along with the Deso, along with a level 20 armor reduction talent on Meld. But that's just the state of the game. Very tanky on the side of Fnatic. Fnatic, for their part, Moon saving up for his Ags, gonna be up soon. Well, soon I say 3 parts off, so about 2,200 gold. Once you have that, you can really dance, although.
Caught out Hyde. Ice wall is there, but that'll be it. Rest of Fnatic smoked up, looking for an opportunity. That's right. Give some vision onto the high ground. Hyde's still in danger, but the Spider Legs gonna allow him to run out again. The Fnatic, this gank attempt probably not going to work in their favor now, as FBZ has been forcing in that top wave with a siege creep, and they can't afford to just let towers go down for free. But Forev is going to be there to defend. But Dreamer's Soul is waiting in the shadows. Forev, oh, he's going to go for the next wave, but he's going to get punished straight away for it. Mortimer's Kisses to fly in, just in case they need it. It'll be a nice pick off on the Pons 3.
Yep, it's a free kill once more. There is a chance for Fnatic to come back in, though. They've got an opening here, knowing that certain spells were blown. They're grouped together. Doesn't look like Boom is going to be giving that chance, although, no. Forcing movement.
Fnatic, very, very patient. Not finding an opportunity yet.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you're just taking it slow, perhaps just wait for the Ag on Moon. You know, once you've got the Cataclysm, he's got Max Sword, the damage is going to be a ton, and that'll help Fnatic really start to win these fights. He's about 1,400 gold off, so the progress has been steady. No rush. I think you can afford to go slow. You talked about the Ricky scaling well. The Void really does scale well as well because of Chrono. So I think you're fine with Fnatic if this game goes slow. You still have that combination. Your combo will never get stale. Goes through BKB. And it's hard to deal with Void late game outside of when Chrono's down. So it's on Boom to be a bit faster. TA does want to be fast, sort of poor. It doesn't want these games to drag on too long. Might cause some issues down the line for Boom.
Dream Missile gonna blink away. Forev unable to get Hyde in time. Fnatic back to the drawing board on this one, but Moon is about 750 gold away from that Ags. So you may as well just wait out the Ags and get the Cataclysm up. Only problem being is Mikoto now has a Daedalus up. And his damage just skyrockets, and he still has room to make the Bloodthorn with the Orchid if he wants. So crit on crit if you do wish for Mikoto. However, smoke mid lane.
Tower is under attack. Dire structures are high.
They're gonna find they did spot out Moon, but he does go Swarm. Take the triangle. Fnatic, they'll go on the other side. Start pushing in that top tier 2, but Boom definitely interested in the fight.
Radiant are scanning for
Still going to
enemies.
use that smoke to try and close the gap, but they have been scanned out.
Top tower has
Fnatic know exactly where they are, and Boom, they're going to run out of smoke time, and they're going to lose that top tier 2 tower for free. Fnatic again smoke up, however, with their 2 supports, and Boom will do the same.
for enemies.
Oh,
Scan out, will catch Fnatic. Hyde gonna jump in for an avalanche into the toss back, but does get roared up. They want to trade these supports, and they do. DJ just blown up by Mikoto, and Forev could not finish off Hyde. He will lose his life to Dreamer Cell.
Is under attack.
The chase is on for more. Straight onto Raven with the smoke screen, but no diffusal blade. He does get chronoed. He's gone too far, Dreamer Cell. Went in by himself while the rest of the team were focusing in on Zephyr. And while they will kill off Zephyr, there's probably no real need for Dreamer Cell to die alone like that.
no, definitely not. Big loss for Boom. They do force out the Chrono, which means they can go into the Roche. Mikoto alone can still melt this Roshan. Aegis and Cheese gonna be up for taking. And they have to fight this, but it's too late.
That's a very, very awkward buyback time. So Zephyr commits it as the Roshan fell. Moon just got his Aghanim Scepter up, but it really was too late. So, Boom, gonna be happy, John. That net worth lead is still going up, now around that 10k mark. And what does Dota Plus think? They think Fnatic still is in the lead at 62%.
I think that's a Void effect. It's really just down to Chrono, right? It's you don't have natural Void counters here for Boom, and I think that's why Dota Plus will kind of edge it out. Like they had a draft advantage according to this lovely tool that we pay for, Mike. You know how it is. I don't know if I completely agree. Fnatic, I mean, they still have bigger wombo combo. The Ags on Moon is such a massive power spike for the Invoker that it does make it harder for Boom to fight in. I think they need to line up those team fights a bit more. Boom, for their part, reel in Dreamo Cell. Like, I get the guy loves playing aggressive. You know, he loves making the space. Mikado is the bigger core here right now. You need a Ricky around to live, though. You need him alive. Just roll back the aggression a bit. I think Boom really needs an E-Blade out. Just to maybe save whoever gets caught in Chrono, or to E-Blade out, kind of ghost form up Raven if he doesn't pop his BKB. That's one way to cancel out the Chrono. Or just a Heaven's Halberd. One of those two has to really get formed up, but you don't have it, really. Hyde is going for the Lotus Orb instead to have some utility up. Of course, you don't have it on FBZ. He's going for the Hex as well. After these Aura builds he went for. So it's not gonna line up just yet. The chrono is gonna be a constant factor. Kezcute though is saving up for the Ags, Mike. Yeah, so the gobble up might come into play if the game goes long enough. When we've seen that really change some fights, might be a
True.
big one if the game goes long.
It's going to make the chrono a lot harder. Just that 1.5 second stun with that gobble up. Make it a bit difficult for Raven to get the damage he requires in. Plus Raven is huge right now on that Void. He's going for that Eye of Skadi up next. And once he has that, he's going to basically be 6-slotted. You know, you might get rid of the Treads or the Mask of Madness for a Divine Rapier, if anything. I'd say that's just about it.
Yeah, it's shaping up really well for Fnatic. At this point, maybe you start to look at the sports to have to get a little bit more. I think you want DJ to have an Ags on the Phoenix, so he has even more hits to take in the Supernova. It's not like he's been threatened. Feels like Boom almost always just ignores the egg anyway. But the Ags gives him some leeway, gives him some space to save someone else as well. That's something you might want to see from Fnatic, but that's way down the line. As you mentioned, they're just pretty much set. Forev is saving up for his BKB, but you've got the Bloodthorn up on Mikado. So he's also right at 6 slots. That makes it harder to scale now. Gonna have to find what else he wants. Oof.
Like I said, John, probably Divine Rapier at this stage. BKB the backpack.
Is under attack.
I mean, he's literally going to one-shot people with that Bloodthorn Daedalus. Crit on crit is always very, very nice.
It is, and you know the towers just melt. So there is a little bit of a threat in Fnatic. If they do give too much space out here to the push, they might lose a tier 3 in exchange very fast. You can kind of do the same with the Invoker plus Void, right? You can drop the Alacrity. You have your level 20 talent to buff it up as well. You can start to melt objectives, but it's not quite the same effect as a TA because of all the minus armor you've stacked here. So maybe something to consider there for Fnatic. They do have some beautiful deep wards. Keep watch of that jungle. It's just Boom has not played there for a while, so it doesn't do much in actually telling them anything now.
No, it does not. They're going to force in that top wave. Moon's going to start pressuring that tier 3 tower a little bit with the Forge Spirit. Boom. Slowly looking to come in. It is hard because they are under vision.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Fnatic, they would love to take the fight. They have that Chrono and Cataclysm ready to go, so DJ trying to get some vision. Won't be able to yet, but Dream Missile's going to come back in underneath the sentry behind. Avalanche toss on Zephyr. It's not going to be enough, but Dream Missile does make the jump in. Raven not going to Chrono yet. Autumn's Kisses were there anyway. Now Boom want to take the 4v5. They know Zephyr does not have buyback. Hyde going in again, forcing the egg out of the Phoenix, and now they just want to kite it out. Raven is not going to be able to get the Chrono, and a Rupture is there. So, Makoto! Oh, Makoto just destroyed Raven on that Void, and now also gets Forev. Oh, that was quick.
Oh boy, it's the level 25 talent. That 1 second bash from the meld, it's too much. It's enough time to get the damage off, and like a wound up spring, it just uncoils with a flash. Fnatic now in a really tough spot. 16k behind from those sets of kills. The patience from Raven, a bit too cautious. It does really punish that. They can play with the buybacks if they feel threatened, but those towers do not hold for long.
No, they do not. They do glyph. Makoto's not backing. He wants to keep going with the Blood Rage. Makes things a lot faster for Makoto. EMP going to come out, but it's only going to delay things for a second or two. Chris dive in with the Yules and the Meteors. Hammer does land. Makoto, we get low. Sunstrike, actually very on point. Makoto does cop it. They can still not get the Aegis. He is fine.
He's only got 5 seconds though.
Uh-oh. Almost wants to die right now, Makoto. Gonna get the racks, gonna get the regen off the Aegis, and that'll be enough. Boom will take the first racks of the game. Raven's up in 10 seconds, so there's no point risking this. Well, boom. First high ground does work out.
On the edge though, but they make it work. So they're starting to farm up those tier 4s. Perfect timing for them. Nice spell prism to come out. To toss to anyone. Would love to see more damage items coming out just in case, Mikado feels like he lacks it. In fact, if we reach the 60-minute mark and he gets the Stygian, I think that's just not fair. If he gets that additional minus armor. Would want to watch out if it goes late. But you're already in a good spot. 20k lead. You've got that Lotus Orb up on Hyde. So defensive tools coming out here to prevent the control coming in. There's that Sight of Vice as well on FBZ. Just in case you don't catch people out. Starting to shape up here for Boom. Fnatic stalled out. They're still waiting for, say, the BKB under Beastmaster, but they do smoke up. They've got their ult smite. They need to make something happen.
FBZ's going to hit 25 soon as well, John. That Blood Right cooldown reduction is very annoying to go into. Fnatic going to jump in for F. He's been hexed up straight away. They'll commit the egg, but now the Chrono is going to catch out FBZ. So Raven looking to burst him down and does, but now the Mortimer's Kiss is also going to be cancelled by the egg stun. At 4v5 so far, but Fnatic, they committed the Chrono, and that's all they wanted. Hyde still looking for more, but now may have overextended for Rev. In with the Roar as well onto Makoto. Boom. Now having all those ultimates expended, want to take the fight. Hyde going to start with an avalanche toss back into Makoto, and that's Zephyr deleted, and that's your Phoenix gone. DJ also dying. Now for Rev, being nullified up by Dreamer Cell, is going to be the third to go down, and everyone else does successfully get out.
It's a kill. It's a kill at this point for Fnatic, but it's not the biggest one. They trade a bit too much in exchange. Without those ults, oh man, Mikado just multis waves, but without those ults, the high ground is definitely there for Boom. 100 seconds for the Chrono. It's gonna be a while. Way too much time. These towers will not hold out in that time span.
Yeah, Makoto's got a Moonshard on the way, by the way. So with the Blood Rage and that Moonshard, he's going to be attacking fast. And now Raven into the smoke screen. He can't get out of this. He'll BKB. He'll make it just in the nick of time. Their Axe won't, however. They will lose the bot. They can't lose the top racks yet. There is still a tier 2 tower. But Boom will successfully take the second racks of the game. And they'll reset. There's no need to rush for them.
No, they've got a massive lead. Now Fnatic, I wouldn't say their outfit, they really do start to get super dependent Chrono, and that is going to be the key factor. If Raven lands it on key heroes, if he lands it on Dreamer Cell or Mikado, you win. If you don't, then you probably just straight up lose, because there is no equivalent trade for Chrono beyond those two heroes. So Raven has to be on point. We have to see him be a bit more patient, and just have to land it on either 2 or 3 heroes or solo on Mikado. That's all you want now to win these fights. Boom. They're just finding more room to grow. They're just in a perfectly good spot with that 26k lead. There are items flying in for Fnatic, but they do smoke up anyway. They know that they've really got this lead.
26k is huge, for sure. And Dota Plus has changed its mind now. 87%. For Boom Esports. If this smoke works out, this game could just be over. There is hardly any buybacks left for Raven. He just time walked. The avalanche toss is there. The bash through the bash, or rather Chrono, and the Cataclysm gonna fly in. Raven, he's made it happen. Oh, they do take him out. FBZ does get the kill. Forev, however, will continue to chase down Hyde. And without that Ricky, without that TA, they cannot fight any further. Oh, that's a big one. That Roshan, oh, you wish it was up now, but it's about 1 minute and 10 seconds away. Very unfortunate Roshan timing for Fnatic, but that is still a massive team fight to achieve here.
Yeah, and that's what you want, and that's what we were talking about. You land the Chrono on those 2 big heroes, you win. And they do win out. Boom. They need to be disciplined. They're a bit trigger happy here from Boom to jump in together. Mikado and Dreamer Cell gap out a bit more. really risky to clump up. And you can see the punishment flying out. So Fnatic do set themselves up for a nice recovery. Can try to go for the last tier too.
They can try. FBZ should be able to defend quite nicely with that blood right. They are actually going to kill Dreamercell's courier, which was just in the middle of nowhere for some reason. Tier 3 tower now going to be under siege. There's your blood right to fly out. He wants that level 25. He doesn't have it yet, FBZ. If he did, he'd have a much shorter cooldown blood right, and this would be much easier to defend. He just can't achieve it. How much? There it is. He's got the 25 now. With that repair kit, it would be enough delaying. And there you go. The 5-second blood right cooldown now. Down to 7. Much easier.
Yep, that's going to be their high ground defense. They hold on to the melee rack, so they only lose a range. Not the biggest objectives, but Roche is back up. Lines up with a responsive Boom, though. You have to watch out. Ricky's back, TA's back. Mikado and Dreamercell will not want to give that objective away. Chrono not going to be up for another half minute. Going to be an awkward timing here for Fnatic.
Gonna try for that Roshan anyway. Raven, he attacks very, very quick, but again, Deja Vu, John. The Mortimer's Kiss is flying in from the exact same angle for the 3rd time this game into the Roshan pit. Roshan is too low for them to leave, but Raven just needs 10 seconds for that chrono. And we've seen, if you can get a big, big chrono, the team fight's over instantly. That's all they need. Raven gonna go back in now with the alacrity. Gonna try and force this. Roshan is going down way too quick, and he will be able to get the Aegis and Cheese. Hyde may have made a mistake jumping in like that, but he will not get punished. He'll be fine. Still, Fnatic are back into this game number 2 now.
Yeah, we've got a lot of tools from that Rocher. So refresh shard on Raven. So double chrono potentially coming out. Perhaps even, no, they give it to Moon. So double cataclysm now, and they can instantly delete these heroes. Gotta watch out here, Boom. Very delicate spot for them to be in. With a 16k lead, the 26 dropping by 10. It's a bit scary. And you've got to be really careful with how they clump up now. They've been a bit sloppy, but as long as they can get the spacing right, it is still a bit of a challenge for Fnatic. So we're on the edge now between both teams. Can just kind of get decided on the coin flip, depending on where you stand in these team fights.
I'm waiting for the first Divine Rapier. I'm surprised we haven't seen it yet. Makoto's got 5.2k sitting in the bank account, and I believe that will be his item choice if it comes to it. Oh, Raven. That's a big one. It's the one they want. Blood Ride, Hex, all of it's going to be there. Raven can't afford to die, but it is the Aegis. It's only one. He does have Chrono. He can try to fight back here. He'll pop the BKB. He does get the Chrono off, and it does connect onto Makoto. So that's your TA going to get blown up, and now they'll transfer onto FBZ, or maybe Dreamercell on the back lines. But he's going to Blink Strike out. Does man to dodge the stun. Ghost Form going to be there, but he'll BKB now and make a run for it. Still on the chase here. Moon with the Ghost Walk. Really wants the Ricky, but Dreamercell. He's going to continue running. He will be okay. So they do get the Aegis, but they lose Makoto. Makoto will have the buyback.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit scary now. That mid tier 2 just absolutely melts to the machine gun with the alacrity. And they're going to set their sights in the high ground. Preemptive repair kit on the tier 3.
Someone needs to defend. Someone on Fnatic needs to go back and defend. They're going to lose a tier 4 tower at this rate. They're going to try for that top racks, but there's your Hex out from FBZ. He's just going to buy time. They don't want to expend the buyback on Makoto yet, unless it is going to be the mid-racks they go after. But Hyde, a great toss back on Raven, but he'll BKB up now with the Chrono, but it is juked out. Or Cataclysm going to fly in. They're going to get at least one onto FBZ. Now Dreamercell looking for a way out. There's a Roar from Forev onto Hyde. The Tiny now stuck, but they want Dreamercell. That Meteor Hammer not going to land. Now the Mortimer's Kiss is flying in. Raven, he's been tossed into the fountain now with the smoke screen. He can't die like this, but he does. He doesn't have buyback. The tier 4s are still under attack, John. One of them's going to go down. And Makoto, he's going to be back up in 2 seconds.
That was a really successful defense coming out on the edge. They got the one big kill they wanted. They forced out the refresh shard for Moon. Not gonna have to worry about the double use of anything now at this point. So that opens up a lot now for Boom. Again, they've still got to be cautious, but they're in a good spot. They're down to a 9K lead. The game's really just down to the wire. You look at Dota Plus, Mike, it's been up and down. It's really flipped back and forth between both teams. It's very confused.
Dota Plus is having a heart attack as we speak, John. It's not good news for the AI. Boom. Can they make this push happen? They've got 50 seconds without Raven. And he's the real big problem here. They aren't going to force anything yet. They may just want to try for the next Roshan first, but that is going to be minimum 4 minutes away. It's a long time to wait. Makoto, again, is still holding almost 6K. So if he wants to, as long as he has that buyback gold, could try and go for the Divine. He does need minimum... He needs 4K for buyback. That's an expensive buyback. Maybe don't go for the Divine in that case.
Yeah, it's a bit too much to farm up for. You're stuck now on a bit of an impasse though if you're Boom. Like, itemization has kind of plateaued. You look at Dreamwhistle, he's trying to go for a Bloodthorn of his own, it looks like. At least the Orchid. Just to have that control, have that damage. The Ricky needs to get a bit more farm now. It's his time to scale. You've plateaued on Mikado. So just the buybacks can be enough, but you really need to get this gold going on the rest of the heroes. Kescute actually isn't going for the Ags at all, so you're not going to have the gobble up plays here. He is going for what seems to be perhaps Aeon Disc, so you're going to have at least a way of keeping themselves alive once you have that. But it's plateauing a bit. I worry about Boom as the game goes on. There's a lot of pressure here in Makoto to really perform on the bleeding edge. And if you can do that, then the TA can still dance, but they're going to smoke up now.
They are, Boom. Gonna try and make something happen. Boom Esports. Try and make a wrap. Fnatic just holding back for now. They seem to be very well aware that there is a smoke happening here from Boom. If you are Fnatic, I mean, you might feel confident enough to just wait for the tier 5 items to be available. So they could be very game-changing.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, Fnatic's not really in a rush. We're seeing the Void in effect, full swing. Right? The Chrono is just such a hard spell to fight against if you're Boom. You just don't have the counters. No swap to save anyone, no nothing. So you really just have to take it when it lands. And Boom, the items will also benefit them. Again, we're looking for the Stygian Desolator. I mean, yeah, the Stygian something to pile onto the minus armor for Mikado, and he can really start to delete heroes even more. We're also starting to look over.
Gets a Tornado to Kescute, and for Rev, gonna go in with the Roar now, and the Cataclysm. There's your egg, but the Cataclysm did not connect on anybody for that matter. Sun, Ray, the egg was kind of wasted. They didn't make it happen. I think it was just a bit of a rush there. They didn't really wait for Raven to be in range for the Chrono.
Yeah. It cost them, as now you don't have the Cat combo. You don't have the egg combo. You don't have a Roar for a little bit. That might be a sign for Boom to make a play. They've got openings here to abuse.
Fnatic sticking around. They'll go for the Yule's Meteor Hammer onto Hyde, who does force staff away in time. Moon, he does pick up a Scythe device as well, so there's a lot more control coming out here from Fnatic. Hold out. Take their time with this one. Top lane. Just Dream Assault taking some of the Necro units out. Has 6k gold, so he can afford to buy the Bloodthorn, but again, does really want the buyback gold, and Boom can move up towards that high ground now. They know that the side of Fnatic are around. Cataclysm should be back up and ready to go. They do have Chrono. Egg even up in 25 seconds, so it's not really going to be that long.
Tower is under attack.
Still they're waiting for the Roshan, which is going to be 8 seconds away, so it's an early timer. Both teams can take it so darn quick that they're going to have to really keep an eye on this Roshan pit. The top lane, looks like they have caught out Zephyr, but he's making a run for it, and now it looks like our Ricky's in trouble, but the Chrono's not going to connect on him.
Oh.
It's going to be on Hyde. Dream Missile's out of there. And now Makoto jumping in, and look at the crits coming out from this TA.
Oh.
He gets Raven. He does have buyback. But man, oh man, they just melt so quick when it comes to Makoto. DJ trying to run, FBZ chasing him down. They can't get any more, but John, there is a Roshan up, and they know it. Traps are giving vision. Makoto, he's going to rush for it. That is all 4 items on the Roshan.
Oh boy, look, that was on the edge for Boom. The 4-staff plays to save Dreamosel bought them enough time. And Fnatic, and they're going to be a foot down now. One big advantage gone for them. There's an Ags upgrade on Dreamosel because of that. So he does have the tricks of the trade that he can run into on Mikado, get some damage out. It's a ton to deal with, and it's difficult now for Fnatic. Even when they get the respawn on Raven, Chronosphere is still on 160 seconds. And so it's going to be, by the time the respawn's done, like 50 seconds off. Not a very clean timer, but the high ground will begin. Boom. Again, look at those towers. It's just gone. It's a magic trick.
Yep. See what they can do now with that Aegis Refresher Shard on FBZ. So he'll have the double Rupture and the double Blood Right for that matter. Jumping in, Dream Missile. There's an illusion, but Hyde. He's got a toss off. Who is he caught there? It's going to be Moon. That'll be a huge pick off if they can get it. And they're just tossing him up in celebration. DJ being left to the wolves. Fnatic, they're not buying back yet. Now we see them come out. Raven, he's respawned. They pop the glyph, but boom, they say thank you very much, we'll back off.
Oh boy. And they force the buybacks. They're gonna have Chrono up in maybe half a minute, but you've done what you wanted to do here on Boom. You force the big buybacks, you pull back, the towers are unhealthy. Even the mid-rax is at the point where it's probably just gone. 21 HP in the range. They do smoke up though. Can try to at least get some vision out perhaps. But Boom, all of a sudden, like 31k lead.
Yep.
From that exchange, and now it's very dicey for Fnatic. Like, they really rely on Raven. And Raven, so much pressure in this one hero. He can't fault it. He has to find those Chronos to win those team fights now for their side, because if they don't, then it just falls apart.
Dota Plus, John, it's lost it. 57% now for Boom. 43 for Fnatic. It's still anyone's game. It is not going to be over, even with Mega Creeps for that matter. Like, the game's not going to be over. You're going to have to take down that throne. And like you said, John, tier 5 items are going to be up. I don't see Boom trying to go for a fight anytime soon, but perhaps they'll try again before those tier 5 items are up. They're making a beeline through that top lane. They know that there is buybacks lacking on Fnatic.
Scanning for enemies.
They don't want to leave it up to the RNG factor of those items that do drop at 60-minute mark, but they may just have to.
They've got better control of the jungle. They've got forward reach here on the side of Boom. So it's safer for them to find those tier 5s first. Yeah, you really just want to Stig in. I think that's a big one for Boom. Just get the minus armor to flow out. Oh yeah, Mikado. I mean, he's carrying the spider legs just to run around, which is fair. But once you have the damage, you know it's going to be so hard to stop the push. Everything will just melt.
Yeah. They're going to try for the tier 3. If you get Mega Creeps up, you can guarantee that you'll get those tier 5 items before Fnatic can. And that way, you'll have a huge advantage. On top of the 32k net worth advantage you already have. Makoto, he'll get the tier 3 tower. 10 seconds left for the 60-minute mark. Boom, they're going to continue trying to force this. That smokescreen AoE, it's quite large. Is that level 25 talent, I believe, on the Rikin? Yeah, it is. Makes it extremely hard to fight into Makoto now. Hex is there from Moon into a Chaos Meteor, but they just force staff him out. And they'll go back for those tier 5 items.
Yep.
All
Time to
tried
clear
it.
out.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That is, unfortunately, no S and Y up right now. So
I mean, they've got
we
like
have to
10k
go
gold
into it.
each, John. I think they'll be fine to just buy it out.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You know, the thing with those tier 5s, they do drop a bit slower as well. They're gonna have to take their time. Fnatic again, stuck in the high ground. They're not gonna have that same item advantage.
Nope.
They just can't. They can't reach out. They do have this outpost under control, but you wouldn't really want to TP out there just to farm. Way too risky. And that's time to build up. AC is up as well for FBZ.
Not to mention as well, with this time, Makoto is going to be able to reach level 30. So you're going to have every talent up, or maybe they won't. They're going to go for a smoke. Alright, so maybe just trying to trick them. Force Boots is there as well, so they do have those with the Trident recipe. Nobody holding the Force Boots for now. Aegis will expire, and Avalanche toss on for Rev. He'll BKB and commit the Rawn to hide. Force Staff's not going to get him to the high ground, but far enough that they aren't going to keep chasing. Back in for the Rax is Makoto. Let's get one. More smoke screens being placed to protect their TA. Raven looking for a chrono. Does get the TA with the BKB out, but what a great toss out from Hyde. Oh, Hyde just on the edge. Saves Makoto from the Cataclysm damage.
Oh, man. The toss players are winning them this one, Boom. There's one Rax left. There's no chrono. Fnatic, their team fight, it's gone.
They've got no chrono. It's time to go. They've got no tier 5 items on Fnatic either. They know they've got the advantage here, Boom. They just don't want to throw the game away. Get Megas up. Oh, toss again from Hyde. He's caught for Rev, and that's going to be for Rev going down without buyback. They'll go back in for that final lane of Rats. Silver Edge is now up on Raven. So he has a nicer way to initiate, but no chrono. They're delaying things, however, with the disarms out from Moon. But that's going to be Megas. Boom, not going to rush anything. They still have, I believe, 2 more tier 5 items to go and pick up, or maybe they will. It's a 4v5. Fnatic, how do you initiate here? You need 80 seconds for a chrono, but they're going to go in. Oh, the Hex is already out on Raven with the smoke screen and the Avalanche toss. Raven's going to pop the BKB and try and fight this one, but Makoto will just stand his ground, or maybe he will. It's a lot of damage out from Raven, but not enough. He's gone. He'll buy back, but the GG has been called. They've had enough. 63 minutes in, Boom Esports, they do manage to finish off this game. And they do get it 2-0 up against Fnatic. What a game it was.
A really nailed biter end there for Fnatic and Boom. A very close fight from Fnatic. You're seeing this lineup. Again, it's starting to gel together. It's not quite consistent enough. And Boom had to work hard for that win. 1R game. A spectacular end. Just the plays. Raven, it was all about the chrono. And he did catch Mikato, but it was on the edge.